You're listening to the ACT podcast. You better like my daddy's show, you creeps.
All right, welcome to the ACT podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Christian Tafoya. It's a solo episode today. I had a guest. He bailed, but he'll be back. He'll come on. It's a different guy. It's a new guy. I'm not going to tell you who, though. Sorry for the delay in content. It's been busy. I've been busy. I've had, by the time this comes out, I've had to work some extra days at work. And quite frankly, I've just been really, really lazy. Because as much as I hate my real job, I just haven't had the motivation to do this. I know. That's probably not the best thing you should tell your audience, right? No, I actually have been busy, and I'm a dad and shit like that. Life happens. So anyway, we're back. Hopefully it won't be as big of a drought again for a while. Got a few things I wanted to catch up with the audience on. I know we're not really a sports show, but I got to talk a little bit. I mean, the NFL's back, right? I would do the NFL theme song, but I've heard that YouTube's going on a copyright kick right now and banning everybody. I mean, I guess that's what's happening. I've just seen a bunch of videos in my feed saying that. I'd be lying if I told you I've watched a minute of those because I don't give a shit. And, there's always Rumble or Twitter maybe, and I don't know. I mean, there's other places you can go. I mean, if we're lucky, maybe at some point I'll just get my own app going and kind of like do a Daily Wire thing where we can just do whatever the fuck we want on our own thing and hopefully get ad revenue through there and not have to charge people. But you never know. I mean, these are pipe dreams, basically. But NFL week kicked off. It was great. Big Noah showed up for the kickoff game of Dallas versus the Eagles, and that was exciting. I don't remember much of the night after the game because, we had a good time, like we know how. Drinking and made chili dogs and chili cheese fries and whatnot because that's what I like to do. For football, I like to pig out and be gluttonous and make it a social event as long as my team isn't playing. Like 3 years ago when the Rams were in the Super Bowl, I was like, I don't want anybody near my house at all. Not for 3.5 hours. Well, it's like, because it's the Super Bowl, it's like 4.5 hours, but I was like, nobody come near me. Don't call me. I literally put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I was like, don't fucking bother me. I mean, my kids had to come over because they were like, yeah, we're excited. I was like, all right, fine, if you have to, but sit in the corner. No, I just told them, that's a joke. I just told them, I said, listen, don't ask me any dumb questions. And they said, what's a dumb question? And I said, that would be one. And if it's something that pops up in your head in the middle of the game, just keep it to yourself. Just wait till one of the 50,000 commercials comes on because I don't want to be bothered at all, right? I said if you're cheering or if you're booing, right? Acceptable behavior. Other than that, we don't ask questions. We don't go like, why did he throw him the ball right? No. We're not doing that. I'm not explaining. I can't explain. I'm too focused on the game at hand, okay? And again, they were great. They did really good with it. We had a pretty good time with that. It was a jolly good time, but because we won. If there would have been like 2 minutes left and I would have known that we were going to lose, I probably would have sent them away and said, listen, kids, no child needs to see their father cry. Okay. So just go away, go back home to your mom's house now. And I'll be fine. But luckily that didn't happen. It was a good night. It was a good day. But yeah, so that's kind of how I am with football. If it's like again, any other team, let's make it social. I'll probably ignore everybody for the most part because I'm really into the game. And I think I did that a little bit with Noah. Hopefully not too much, but I was kind of like, all right, guys, like because me and my kids were still there. I was like, all right, let's pay attention to the game, and I'll let Jordan and Noah kind of talk or whatever. Sorry, Jolene, whatever her name is. But so they were kind of chatting or whatever, and so it was exciting. That was a good game, fun game. All the primetime games so far this year have been great. And I have to bring it up. We're still doing the Taylor Swift ban. Change.org banned Taylor Swift from all the broadcasts. We made it through one Chiefs primetime game. And I'd like to think it was us, but it probably wasn't. They didn't show her. So that's a win. Okay? I don't really want to see her face, period. Now, we still had the issue of the broadcasters, like gay little high school girls or something, like, do you think that Trav's mad because somebody said something about Taylor Swift? Like, shut the fuck up. No, that's probably not at all what happened, okay? Travis Kelce could just be an intense guy, and I doubt anybody said anything to him about Taylor Swift. And the fact that the broadcasters were, like, speculating on that, that's a great deal of worry to me. Like, what in the fuck is happening? 50-year-old men, like, speculating that is just strange to me. They did, unfortunately, mention her, I think, like, 3 or 4 times. Not the end of the world, okay? Like, it's to be expected, and unfortunately, President Trump hasn't responded to my pleas to have him, levy some sort of massive penalty on the NFL for showing her or talking about her. I reached out to Elon Musk on Twitter or X, whatever the fuck you call it. Apparently that guy's super busy with other stuff and has no time for shenanigans like banning Taylor Swift from the NFL. And plus, I think he's South African, so he probably doesn't even care about American football, which, that makes me a little bit skeptical about you, if we're going to be frank. Like, I don't know. Maybe we need to look into his green card or his citizenship, just saying. I mean, on that topic, though, I honestly, at work, this really bothered me, like, severely. I was at work, and I was talking to somebody I don't talk to a lot, and I made mention, they were like, it was because it was a Thursday, and they were like, well, what are you doing tonight? I said, football's back, baby. And they were like, what, soccer? And I was like, what in the fucking commie gobbledygook are you talking about? Like, what has happened to this country that if I say football's back, I have a legitimate question asked back to me if I'm referring to soccer. Like, no, obviously I'm not referring to soccer. Who the fuck watches soccer in the beginning of September? I don't even know. This is how American I am. Maybe there is soccer right now, but I don't fucking know, and I don't care, right? And when you're in the middle of September, at the beginning of September, at the beginning of September, and somebody says football's on, you immediately know that they're talking about the NFL, right? I mean, what's happened to this country? It's really, it perturbed me. It angered me. It upset me, and I punched the guy in the face. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't do that, but I wanted to, and quite frankly, I think I would have been justified to hit the guy. I just don't even understand that. We're not in fucking Mexico. We're not in South America, although, ironically enough, one of the games did kick off in Brazil, but whatever. Okay. I mean, even those people, though, like, showed up and weren't expecting, like, football. No, they were like, oh, football. Okay, cool. I mean, like, all 32 teams were represented in the stands in Brazil, right? And I didn't see anybody wearing, like, a fucking... Who's, like, the most famous song? Like, Messi? Is he still a thing? Messi? Well, I don't even know the guy's first name. I just know his name's Messi, right? Is that guy still a thing? I didn't see any of those jerseys. And hopefully the NFL just threatened them all when they were walking to the door and said, no, take that shit off and put on an NFL jersey, right? Like, this is streaming worldwide on YouTube. I just the fact that I was talking to somebody and they confused my excitement for football with this, commie sport of soccer. I was just like, no, this is repulsive to me. It was a clear indication that we have, as Americans, have accepted far too much in our culture, and that we've opened up ourselves to the world and the ideas of the world, and that's really not a good thing, right? Not for Americans, right? And I know I'll get some pushback. People will be like, you motherfucker, like America's not the greatest, and blah, blah, blah. Like, well, whatever. I think it is. Okay, I undisputably think America's the greatest, and if you don't, fuck you, get out. Go somewhere else. Like literally, really, seriously, please go anywhere else. Go to Europe. Go to Britain. Okay. I just don't even understand that. Everybody else, and this is an interesting comparison. When the national anthem played for Brazil, because they played ours, and then they played for the Chiefs Chargers game, the one in Brazil, they played the national anthem, our national anthem first, which was horrendous. The guy did a nice little saxophone. I don't know if it's just the sound mixing or what, but there was like a bass line that was kind of sounded funky, but also really bad. And maybe it would have been really cool if the sound would have been fixed. I have no idea. But that was weird. But then they played the Brazilian national anthem. And everybody was so patriotic because they're in Brazil and they're all Brazilian. What do you call them? Citizens. And yeah, those things, those citizens. And everybody was like super proud and super excited and loved their national anthem and singing along. And I thought that was great for them. Right. Like, and I have no issue with them taking pride in their country. Only Americans have an issue taking pride in their country, right? And that's annoying because if you don't take pride over that, what do you got? Well, you don't have a country, right? Which is probably why we're slowly being invaded by like completely opposite ideas from what our values were built on and stand for. But not to get too crazy into the politics. I just think that's really annoying. And I think that when we open ourselves up to this stuff, even like, celebrating like shitty soccer, which is a terrible, terrible sport, and it's hard on the eyes. And it's almost like watching the WNBA. It's just painful. You're just kind of watching a ball being flung back and forth. It's very low scoring. I will give soccer players, at least the men anyway, I'll give them credit for being super athletic and in great cardio health. But as far as that goes, I just don't want to see it. I don't care about it. I don't understand the rules. I don't want to understand the rules. I've got American football, which is better, superior, just is. Show me a Lamar Jackson on the soccer field, and you won't. So show me a Derrick Henry. Listen, I'm just naming off Baltimore Ravens guys. Show me a Josh Allen on the soccer field. Who's more likable than Josh Allen? Fucking nobody. Literally nobody. I mean, Jesus is even getting jealous of this guy, right? At this point. I mean, Josh Allen's like a miracle worker. He's always got these like deformed kids around him, and they're always all like, Josh, and he's like, oh, give me a hug. The guy's just sweet. What can you say about him? You can't hate him. He's great at what he does. He's super nice. I mean, kind of like really fuck that guy though, right? Right? I mean, he's making the rest of us look like schlubs. As Jolene gives me the death glare. Don't you talk about my man that way, she says. But I do think that America has gotten to a crazy point when people think that I'm talking about soccer, when I'm talking about American football. We really need to just kind of get back to being an inclusive little country and saying, fuck you all, our ways are the best. We win, you don't. That's why you want to be in here. That's why you love us, but you also hate us, right? Like let's be real. The reason nobody leaves America is because it's great. The reason everybody comes over here is because it's great. And that includes our sports, right? And our athletes. We've seen this, a million times, right? America generally dominates in all the major sports. It just does. Maybe not Korean like baseball or something, but like other than that. And what do? Because we're great. We just pick off the great ones, right? Like Shohei, we're going to grab you. Come over to us. Nobody cares about you in Korea. Over here, you'll make $1 billion playing for the Dodgers, right? You're not going to do that in Korea. So good for America. Let's get a cheer for America. Hip, hip, hooray. But, thank you. Anyway, football was great. All the primetime games are great. It was awesome. I do have a word of warning for anybody who watches football or who just likes to casually gamble. Never, ever, ever, ever. 3 times, okay? What's that saying? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, I'm a fucking idiot, right? Don't bet on the Bengals to do anything properly, especially early in the season, okay? Last year I played with Jolene and her family, Survivor. For anybody who doesn't know what that is, you just pick one team to win. That's it. One team to win. And if they win, you move on to the next week. And it slowly starts whittling its way down, right? Somebody always loses. Potentially someone always loses. I think this first week that we had in this week's Survivor contest, I think like 3 people dropped off because they picked the Patriots, which I don't know what crack they were smoking. But yeah, last year I was smoking crack and I picked the Bengals to beat the Patriots, and and of course they lost. And actually, so many of us lost in the first week last year that we started a new Survivor pool, right? Because so many people dropped off. It was like, well, that's no fun. So that old one kept going with like 3 people in it, and then Jolene ended up winning that one. But then we started another one like week 2, and again, because the Bengals are a good team, right? Like, without a doubt, they're a pretty good team. There was a lot of reason they should have been a playoff team last year and whatever, and they have an amazing quarterback, Joe Burrow. They have like the best wide receiver. And so then we started this pool again, and again they were playing a team that they really should have beat, right? Because the Patriots were one of the worst teams last year, so I picked the Bengals. We start the new pool, and I picked the Bengals again. I think it was against like the Browns or something. And what do you know? They lost again, and they disappointed me. So that's 2 times they burned me. And then, of course, they went on this hot streak and almost made the playoffs, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So right away, I was like, okay, I'm not picking the Bengals for this year's Survivor, right? I went with a safe, sturdy bet, which was the Denver Broncos, which apparently was not a safe, sturdy bet because, they barely eked that one out. And, I don't know, whatever, on the Broncos. God knows what kind of season they're going to have. But they barely eked it out. And so, you think, hey, good on you, Anthony. You didn't bet on the Bengals to win again, right? And good thing I didn't. They barely won against the Browns, and I didn't choose them because of that. I thought, well, they don't play the Browns particularly well. Browns always play them tough, and honestly, the Browns should have won that game. Their kicker sucks, and he missed the field goal at the end, and otherwise they would have won. And so I said, no, I'm staying away from that, right? But I got this bright idea to go on DraftKings, and I saw this. If anybody knows who Dave Portnoy is, this fuck, he had this SPG bet, which is it's a bunch of like single bets, and if you add them up, it gives you a bigger payout. Anyway, it was $10 for this bet, and if you won, you won $147. If you lost, right? You lost $10. No big deal, right? No sweat. And it was a pretty safe bet. It was like 5 of the top wide receivers in the league would all score a touchdown at any time during their game. It wasn't even like a really kind of dangerous bet like, well, they have to score it in the first 5 minutes of the game, or they have to score it in the first quarter or the first half, right? It was just at any time in any possible way they have to score a touchdown. So a receiver could even just like jet sweep it in to the end zone, right? And I thought, well, that's a safe bet. And I looked at the names, and it was like all the main guys, and the first one at the top of the list was Jamar Chase, who is considered to be the best wide receiver in the league. And I mean, the guy's a touchdown machine. He plays for the Bengals. I thought, okay, well, this is great. That's the one I don't have to worry about. The one I was more worried about was you're have to forgive me. I forgot his name. The Falcons receiver. I was like, I don't know about that, right? Because they got kind of a new quarterback and, whatever. I was like, he's the one I'm kind of worried about. Well, guess what? The Falcons guy did it. He got his touchdown. The Denver guy got his, Cortland Sutton. Or Sutton. Who was the other one? I think the other one was, I should look it up. I can't because I can't use my phone. I think it was
a few moments later.
Golly, who was the other one? I can't think of it. It was 5 guys. Denver got one. Atlanta got one. Justin Jefferson got his when that one went through. He's the Vikings guy. Fucking hell. I don't remember who the other guy was. But then Jamar Chase on the Bengals. Of course, nothing. Did nothing. Fucked me again. So, moral of the story is, don't ever bet on the Bengals to do shit, right? No matter how great they are, it's like a mirage, right? It's like you're out in the desert and you're starving for water and you're dying, and all of a sudden you see like the Bengals logo come up and you're like, oh my God, victory. Right? And then no. Boom, you're dead. You just lost all your fucking money. And they just destroy you, right? With their stupidity. I don't even understand the Bengals at all, right? There's nothing about the Bengals I understand. Apparently they're good. Apparently they're really bad. It's a coin flip. It's a coin flip. So don't, if you're just a casual person who wants to bet and you're like, your buddy's over there and he's like, hey, if you sign up for DraftKings, I'll get $200 in free bets. Like, here, do that. And you're like, I don't know anything about football. And they're like, just bet on the Bengals. They're good. And, Joe Burrow will come through. And Jamar Chase, like, no, don't listen to them. Fuck them. Okay? Just take my advice. Bet on anybody else. Literally anybody else. Bet on the Browns. And you'll win. You'll win big. Right? Let's see here. Outside of that, obviously my team looked great. I mean, they're going to the Super Bowl. I mean, it was a little touch and go there for a minute, but we looked great. It was awesome. I loved it. My quarterback, they said his back was broken or something. I mean, he looked fucking fine to me. His back was so hurt that they threw him right into the line of a bunch of fat guys just to see if it would, stay sturdy, and it did. So, I mean, unless he's like completely fucked today, which I haven't heard any news. So no news is good news, right? But we won. We look good. We might have like the best defense on the planet. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it's a tie between them and Denver. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun stuff. And if you're like, oh my God, are you going to start doing a full-time sports show? No, I'm certainly not. Although I could. Listen, I have to talk to somebody about this, right? And even if you're like a full-time listener and you're like, oh my God, I hate football, right? I just want to get back to the dirty sex talk or something, right? On that, no, I didn't see any of the gay cheerleaders, so that was kind of cool. And, I did see a gay quarterback, which was Caleb Williams. He blew in more ways than I knew was possible. But no, it's not going to be a full-time sports show. But I did want to touch on one other thing, right? This is kind of just a quick little update episode. I will have we're going to do some more episodes later this week, have some guests and stuff like that. I did want to touch on this controversy from over the weekend. I think it might have been Friday or Saturday. I don't know. There was a Phillies game, right? And I'm sure you've all seen the video. This the Karen. Somebody in the Phillies game hit a home run out there, and a bunch of people went and scrambled for it, and the dad got it, and it was like an early birthday gift for his son, so they say. I don't know. Some crazy bull dyke runs over and starts screaming at the guy and whatever, and the guy gives the ball back. And when I first saw the story, it kept being framed as, Karen takes ball from birthday boy and blah, blah, blah. Karen's evil and blah, blah, blah. Right? No doubt about it. This lady looked like an angry, angry lesbian woman, and she probably voted for Kamala. I've never seen a woman with that haircut vote Republicans. It's just it's one of those safer bet than betting on the Bengals. She kind of looked like Rosie O'Donnell on Ozempic, maybe a little bit, but no doubt this is a hideous, ugly, immoral human being in numerous ways, but the baseball thing is not one of them. I'm not just being contrarian, right? It's once I saw the video, like I said, I was going through X. I'm seeing all the stuff. That fucking Karen, what a fucking bitch. People were trying to dox the woman. Like, okay, guys, come on. Like, that's a little much, right? People were trying to get her fired. Like, okay, that's crazy. You can be an asshole. Do you deserve to lose your job? I meet people all the time that are assholes that are great people. But they have a bad day, or they're maybe a little too intense or hyper focused on something. Maybe she's just always really wanted a baseball. Maybe this rage that's been in her her whole life was that her dad took her to a baseball game, and he failed to deliver a foul ball or a home run. And that drove her mad and crazy. And then maybe she turned into a lesbian. And, you can just see the lane from which bad choices could have come from in this poor, tortured woman's life. I'm not making an excuse for her for running down this dad and whatever. But, we're going to show the video, too, of course, because everybody has to show the fucking video. But, there's no excuse to run the guy down and be like, hey, you asshole. We're all scrambling for that, and you took it. Like, that's what you do at a baseball game, right? Or anywhere. Has anybody ever hit a piñata? That's what it almost felt like to me, right? Like a little birthday party, and there's a piñata, and the kid hits the thing, and, the boys are always more aggressive than the women or than the girls, and and there's always inevitably one fat little girl, who didn't get as much candy as the other guys. And then there's always one, like, kind of real fat kid that got, like a hefty bag full of candy in his shirt, because he's, like, holding it out like that. They do, like, right? Like, that's kind of what happens, right? And inevitably at those birthday parties, one of the parents goes up to the other parent, like, hey, your kid, well, it's saying he's fat. He's kind of fat. And does he really need all that sugar? And you're like, well, maybe not. But does your daughter need all that sugar? Right? And anyway, the parents passively, aggressively will talk shit about each other's kids. And then eventually the little fat boy has to give up a few sweet tarts or whatever to the little girl. And that's kind of what happens, right? And that's what this kind of felt like. The Karen, whatever her name is, she was the little fat girl who didn't get as much candy out of the piñata, right? And she came up and she started yelling. And I got a way bigger problem with the dad and all this, right? And I'm not trying to be contrarian. I'm really not. But this dad, she comes up and she grabs his arm. Like, it's like a little old lady. You know, she looks like she's a secretary for like an orthodontist or something. Grabs his arm and he's like, oh, like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Like, what are you, the scarecrow? Ooh. You know, it's like, okay, how did you just go from being like the world's coolest dad to like the world's gayest dad ever, right? Like, in that much of a heartbeat. Ah, what the fuck are you gonna do if your house ever gets broken into? Piss yourself? Like, holy Moses, that guy doesn't have a gun in his house, right? Like, you can tell that. And the son even looks at the dad like, what are you doing? Like, why are you trembling? Like Satan has just appeared behind you or something. Like, crazy reaction. Anyway, so that was the first sign of like, oh my God, what's going on here? And then he's like doing this little gay hand, like, go away. And then he steals the ball from his own kid. He takes the ball from his kid's mitt and he's like, here, just leave me alone. Like, what a bitch. No, you tell her, fuck off. Politely. You say politely, fuck off. Like, you snooze, you lose. It's my kid's birthday. I'm not giving up the ball, right? If the kid wanted to do that, if he was like, here, listen, you crazy old bat. Like, I get it. Your dad failed you. Here, take the ball. And then that's sweet. That's a nice, sweet story, right? But the dad robbing his own son for the baseball to give it to this woman because he doesn't want to be hounded anymore? Yeah, no. Now that guy is he's a pussy. I mean, I'm sorry. I was just like, what in the world? Like, no.
You fucking nipplehead.
He's a nipplehead. 100%. That guy is no bueno. And then there's a video that came out later. If anybody hasn't seen it, I'm not going to link that because I don't fucking care that much. But, you know, there's another video that came out later and the kid's talking and he has a daughter and a son and they're all talking to like some local news person. I mean, this kid got like first class treatment. I mean, it's kind of crazy. It was kind of overkill, right? I mean, he was making the cancer kids jealous with how much treatment he got, right? It was like, he got to meet the team. He got a signed bat. I think somebody said they were going to buy him an RV or something. I don't know if that's true or not, but holy Moses, he's going to get an RV. I mean, this kid got way more than he deserved, right? For just like, I mean, really, CPS should have been called and they should have just taken his father away from him. But, you know, this kid got the Gold Star treatment and I don't know, whatever, that's fine. But like when they're interviewing, like despite all the shit the kid got from the team, he still was like in disbelief. Like in this interview, he's in disbelief over his dad. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you are such a spineless weasel. And it's just no doubt in anybody's mind that this kid has lost complete and total respect for his dad. And so is the daughter. And I don't blame either of them. Like, why would you do that? You just completely caved. Like, I don't know. That's wild to me. And again, I'm not trying to, I really don't care about that lady. I really don't. I mean, whatever. She's crazy. That's how people are nowadays. And it's not just women. Really, there's so many people that are crazy. I got yelled at today for some guy because he wanted a free shower. And he threw like a huge pussy powwow over it. I mean, just temper tantrums. I see grown ass people do temper tantrums all the time. And so like one crazy white lady, you know, which let's be real. I mean, Karen's a racial slur for white ladies. That's what it is, right? It's a way to generalize and demean and insult an entire group of people. But whatever she is, I really don't care about her, right? Like, she's a shitty person, and the dad is a pussy, which is a bigger issue in my mind, and that's unacceptable. So I guess at the end of the day, this whole episode's been about, like, what the fuck is happening to America? I mean, that guy probably put his kid in soccer. Well, you know, he probably puts his kid in soccer. Probably has season tickets to a soccer team, whoever that would be. I mean, the guy's just a tremendous failure and disappointment to all American men. And that's the moral of the story. Don't bet on the Bengals and don't be a pussy like this guy, right? It's pretty good episode, guys. We'll be back soon. And if you want to follow me on X. Follow us on Instagram. This one's short, sweet, to the point. I liked it. Thank you guys for all the positive feedback on Noah. And that was a fun episode. It was a really good episode. Got positive feedback from, what was her name? I'm trying to remember her fake name. I remember her real name. Chloe and Ricky, they were great. And Brian got a lot of feedback, right? I mean, that guy's on fire. That guy's got the world by the balls. And he's way more manly than Philly Dad. Of course, fucking Philly. Everything with Philly irritates me. I don't like you people in Philadelphia, okay? All of your sports teams, they're just, I just don't like any of you. If you're in Philadelphia, I'm sorry. The only good thing to come out of Philadelphia was Rocky, honestly. And he's fictional, so that's why that makes sense. And I don't know. Anyway, follow me on the social links, Twitter, Instagram. I'm going to try and get TikTok up, I guess, at some point. Somebody told me I should do that. I really don't want to. I kind of hate the Chinese Communist government, so I don't know. I do have one for the show, but I haven't really done anything on it. They probably got all my info anyway. But short, sweet, to the point, quick one tonight. Thank you so much for your patience, and we'll be back soon. This is The Act.